Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Tonight we're going to have some fun because we're going to be playing with one of our newest layering stencils. It is the beautiful flowering vine layering stencil that comes inside the Pocket Full of Sunshine card kit. And I'm going to try a couple of new things tonight. They're not actually new to me, but I don't know that I've done them in a video yet. And you know how that is. That's always fun once in a while to try something a little bit different. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hey, the crafter dinner crowd. Hey, everybody.
How are you?
That was a soft launch tonight. What happened?
With the music?
Yeah, that was back from the vault.
Yeah, you really brought that one out from the vault. Well, the reason why Tom used that music today was, can you believe it? My channel has gotten a couple of copyright strikes because of our theme song, which is really weird because we paid for a license for that music, and so it gets copyright striked. And then is it striked or stricken?
Strucken.
Strucken. And then I have to send my license into YouTube, and then they review it, and then they uncopyright strike it. And then they keep doing it over and over and over again. So even though we love that other theme song, we got to do something different. So that was actually Tom playing guitar at the beginning. So
from way back, probably 2008 or something.
Probably, like yeah. A long time ago. Well, it is great. Tom and I are back from Create. And for those of you that don't know what Create is, it's a big event that's put on by Simon Says Stamp in Columbus, Ohio. And they've got this beautiful conference center, and there's 2 full ballrooms full of make and takes. And I was fortunate enough to be asked to teach one of the classes. So I taught with my friend Jennifer McGuire. We taught together 2 3-hour classes, and it was really, really fun. But I'll tell you, at the very end, it was a little scary for me, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But before we do that, I think it's time for us to do a little bit of crafting because it's been a while since I've been here in the studio, and it feels really good to be back. So, Tom, you're going to be back later, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah? Do you have a few things to share?
Sure. We can, I don't know if everybody, we came up with some fun words of the day for the Create, and we'll share those because I don't know if everybody is heard those yet. So yeah, we've got some stuff.
Yeah, we got to share those. We definitely have to share those. And I'm going to mention this now, and then I'm going to mention it at the end of our live tonight, that I have been invited to the Hero Arts YouTube channel because Hero Arts is celebrating their 50th anniversary in the stamping industry. So I have been invited onto their YouTube channel for an episode of Hangin' with Hero, and it's hosted by Aaron Leventhal, the owner and CEO of Hero Arts, and Jennifer McGuire is helping him host that. And so I'm going to be on there tomorrow, and let me just check because I want to tell you the right time, and I'm also going to post it in our Facebook group and on our YouTube channel and stuff, but I want to tell you the right time. So let me look it up real fast here. Hanging with Hero. I'll look on my phone. So I'm on YouTube right now. Hanging with Hero. Let's see where it is. Hanging with Hero. Here it is. Okay, so Hanging with Hero coming up tomorrow. It's scheduled for 6 p.m. my time, so 6 p.m. Central Time. That means it's going to be just an hour earlier than this live, but that's tomorrow night, so we sure hope that you will join us for that. Okay, so let's get started here. For those of you that already got this kit, this is the Pocket Full of Sunshine kit, and you can see all of these things in here. Very fun things. And one of the things that I haven't used yet is this beautiful 4-piece layering stencil. And this is it right here. It's called Flowering Vine. My daughter Alicia helped me design this, put all those beautiful layers in here. And so this is her creation. I'm always amazed how she does this. And then I am going to do this on an A2 size card. All right. Oh, yeah, did you guys have fun? We broadcasted live from Create. That was kind of fun, right? And Tom made a card. Did you guys see that? He made a foiled card, and we gave you a sneak peek of some new foil mates that are coming out, which we're very excited about. So if you didn't see that yet, make sure you go to my channel and look for my last video before tonight, and you'll see Tom make a card. It was very fun. It was a cute card, too. It was our one of our make and takes that we did all weekend long. One of them. We did 2 different ones. We did lots of foiling.
Hard to go wrong with foiling.
It's hard to go wrong with foiling, for sure. Okay, so I am going to cut a 1/4 sheet of cardstock here, just to get some cardstock cut, and then I'm going to cut it out with a die. So the die that I'm going to use is the Master Layouts 2. I'm going to use this stitch die and then the plain one for my black layer. And I'm going to try a new technique, Tom, that, oh my goodness, I've got my, I'm on YouTube now watching another video. Do you know how YouTube does that for you? Sorry. You know how YouTube does that for you? Like, you finish a video and you fall asleep and you wake up and you have apparently watched 10 other videos? Well, that's what I just had going on. All right, so I'm going to cut this out using Master Layouts 2. Sorry, Tom. I didn't mean to hurt your ears. Tom, how many times did you use the Intracut this weekend at Create?
Once.
Just once, but it lasted for like 72 hours.
Tom cut 1,000,000 greetings out on the Intracut for every single person who made our make and take, and we did 400 make and takes the first day and 350 make and takes the second day. So, Tom, your wrists should be well, they're fine because you use the Intracut, right?
Well, yeah, except one side is a bit more built up than the other.
Oh, you have one big muscle now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I have to crank from the other side.
Yeah, you gotta even it out. All right, so now I'm going to cut a plain rectangle using the plain rectangle die, and that is going to go. Boy, one of these days I'm just gonna surprise everybody and do red instead. I know it's a lot of cards, Dorothy. You're right. It is so many cards. Crazy amount of cards. And we were doing groups of 6 at Create at a time. So it was 6 people making the cards at a time. It was going pretty quick. It was so much fun. We really enjoyed it. Okay, yeah, red, right? Someday I'm going to do just a red layer. Maybe tonight even, we'll see. We'll see just how brave I get. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here and zoom in just a little bit. I wore black tonight, like, you know, like my layers that I always do. And I feel like I'm throwing off all the color here. So now I'm going to use some Masking Magic strips, and I'm just going to go around the perimeter of this card. Aw, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. I'm just reading your comments. Probably some people watching us on Twitch are like, what comments? we have people coming in from Twitch, but not that many. Most of our people watch us on YouTube and Facebook. But tomorrow's live with Hero Arts is just on Facebook, not on, just on YouTube. Let's make sure everybody heard that right. Tomorrow's live with Hero Arts is just on YouTube, not Facebook. Because I'm not hosting it. I am just a guest. You have to come, though, because I have some photos that I'm going to be sharing. And oh my. Oh my. It's going to be fun. I hope they show them. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to do like a horizontal card. Like this. I think that would be really cool. I'm just not sure whether I want to start up here and get more of these big flowers in. I think I do. I think I want to get more of these big flowers in. All right, we'll start up here. We'll go a little bit off like that.
Looks like Mindy made it home safe.
Hey, Mindy. Mindy Egan was with us all weekend. She was a trooper. She did make and takes in our booth from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday and on Saturday. And so did Rena and Brian. They were there. They were there from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It was so much fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a couple Post-it notes and I am going to block this off. Now, this is a layering stencil, so I'm using layer 1 right down here. Tomorrow night, Hero Arts is going to be 6 Central Time, and I'm going to post about it tomorrow, so don't worry. I will make sure that you guys know about it. All right, so I want to do like a rainbow thing, so I'm going to do like all the different colors. And I'm just going to do them a little bit more randomly, so we're going to make this a very colorful card. So I've got 2 reds here. I've got Coral Reef, and then I've got Red Velvet. So I'm going to start with Coral Reef. That's going to be my lighter color. Let me get a red blending brush and just clean that off a little bit. And you can see I blocked off the other 2 flowers, and I'm just going to do a light shading here in Coral Reef. There we go. A little bit of Coral Reef there. And then I'm going to do this one over here in an orange color. So I am just blocking off all of these, and I'm doing all my light colors first. So Coral Reef is my light red. Now for my oranges, I'm going to use Sweet Mango and Tangerine Twist. So I'm going to start with Sweet Mango. Let's start with that. Make a nice light impression. Okay. And again, I'm probably going to go around a second time with color, but I'm kind of going like, kind of in an S with the rainbow here. So we'll see how that goes. So this one's going to be a yellow. So for my yellows, I'm going to use Wild Dandelion because I do want it to be bright. But then for my darker yellow, I'm going to use a little bit of Honey Mustard. All right. So Tom and I actually, instead of driving around Chicago, which can sometimes be a nightmare, for all my fellow Wisconsinites and my friends from Chicago, you guys know what I'm talking about. You can sit in traffic forever trying to get through Chicago. So we actually took the ferry boat across Lake Michigan and then drove down to Ohio from Michigan, and that was really fun. Look how pretty these are. Okay, should I do a greenish one here? Why not? I'll do a greenish one. So I think I'm going to use a little jelly bean green. I mean, I know maybe the flowers wouldn't be green, but let's just have some fun and let's just keep the rainbow going. All right, so we're starting with jelly bean. That's going to be our lighter color. Okay. And then a couple little Post-it notes go a long way. Then let's come down here and do this one in turquoise. So we'll do Sea Glass and Turquoise Sea. And welcome everyone. It is great to see you this evening. We're so glad you're here with us. And I am very grateful to be here myself tonight.
That shading actually looks pretty cool if that were on the paper.
This shading?
Yeah, like it.
Yeah. Little diamond kind of deal going.
Yeah, all different ones.
Ooh, my rainbow's coming together. Okay, now this one, I think I'll do this blue. Well, I'm going to do it turquoise. Oh, I did. Wait a minute. I just did turquoise, didn't I? Yeah, so I got to do this blue. I'm going to do this one blue. So the blues that I picked are powder blue and blue denim. it's kind of fun to just pull all of your colors out and just make a card with all of your colors. And what's fun about doing a card like this is you don't have to figure out which colors go together because you're kind of using them all. I love it. And it does feel very rainbowish. Okay. So now over here, this big one is going to be purples. I just want to block my little one there. I don't think I'll get onto here. But you know what? You never know. So better safe than sorry, right? Hey, Vicki Donnelly. So we meet again. Vicki was at Create. I got to see her. Okay. So now I'm going to use light lilac. Is that Betsy? Hi, Betsy. It's so fun to go to an event like that and you meet so many people. And people meet each other that they've known on the internet for a really long time and they get to meet each other in person. And then when you get back online and you're chatting, it's like, oh my gosh, you feel like you really know them. All right, so now I've got purple. And now we're going to do pink over here. So I'm going to use light carnation and medium carnation. All right, so light carnation. We'll start with that. So I need one more color. So you know what I was thinking? Here's what I'm thinking for this one more color. What about like peach? What about peach Bellini in here? I feel like that might be a good color and I could mix peach Bellini with a little faded brick. I didn't know what I was going to do there, but now I feel good about this one. So I think it's going to look good. And it's so tiny on the side here anyway, but kind of fun to have some peach in here. And I feel like the peach is nice because it's a good transition color from the pink, peach, and then red. I think that works really nice. Okay, so now we're going to start on layer 2. So let's get layer 2 going. Let me peel this off. Very pretty. Very pretty. Now, you know, if I really wanted to, I didn't have to block anything off with Post-it notes. I could have just done a fade all around so the colors just faded together. But I really wanted to distinguish the colors from each other for some reason. I just felt like doing that. So that's what I went for. All right, so I'm getting this lined up here. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. Just got to finagle it a little bit. Okay. Well, let me get my my pixie tape on here, and this is going to be the darker versions of all of those colors. So the first one we're going to start with is red velvet. So we're going full bore, bright, vibrant red. Get my Post-it notes. There we go. And we'll get that dark red in there. Ooh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Now my second color was sweet mango. So I'm going to go in with the lighter version, I'm sorry, the brighter version, which is Tangerine Twist. So we'll get this real bright hot orange in there. What size is the, what is that question there, Tom? The masking, oh, the Masking Magic. I'm using the 1/4 inch Masking Magic around the outside. So there we go. Now for this wild dandelion, I don't want this to be too dark, you know? I don't want it to be too honey mustard. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to first go over it with a little bit more wild dandelion because I want it to be really vibrant and I want it to be very much wild dandelion. And then you know what I think I'm going to do? I think instead of that honey mustard, I'm going to take that orange brush and I'm going to rub some orange off and then very lightly just go over it with a little bit of orange. Just to kind of fire up that yellow a little bit.
Nellie wants to know, how long does it take you to come up with the color schemes?
Well, this one was easy because it's just all the colors. But sometimes I'll see something, you know, I'll see a t-shirt or I'll see a, you know, a curtain or a bedspread that's a real pretty color combination, and I'll say, oh, I have to try that. That would be really cool. So, you know, I always stick with colors that are close to each other on the color wheel. And I don't know. You just use inspiration from wherever you see it. So now I'm going in with a little bit of fresh asparagus here just to darken this up a little. Okay. I'm going to be using a lot more green, so I don't know if I should have done green there, but we're going to go with it. All right, now we're going to go here and do our tranquil teal. No, we're going to do turquoise sea. Turquoise sea. Tranquil teal's very dark teal. Beautiful, but over sea glass, I think turquoise sea is going to be dark enough. Vibrant enough. Okay, I got brushes everywhere. I do have a brush for every color family. Oh, good. So you like the masking magic? Blending brushes and one stencil. Okay, awesome. Very cool. Okay, so now I'm moving over to, this is light, this is powder blue. So now I'm going to go with blue denim. Blue denim right here.
Questions on the next release date?
Oh gosh, Tom, what is the last Tuesday? It's the Tuesday right after Memorial Day here in the US. I don't know what that last Tuesday's date is. I want to say the 28th. Somebody help me who has a calendar. 28th? Okay. Yes, that's it. That's the next release. Get ready to be blown away for that one. That's going to be something else. We've been talking about it around here and everybody's like, oh my gosh. It's going to be a fun one. Okay, and then I'm going to go with medium lilac. I've got my light lilac there. And I'm going to go with medium lilac. Now, when you get your colors home, if they don't look exactly like my colors, a lot of it is because I never clean my blending brushes. So sometimes I've got another color on the brush, which might make something look a little more blue or a little more purple or a little more pink. But I kind of like that. I think it's fun. And so if, you know, your colors might just be a hair different than mine. All right, medium carnation is next. This was light carnation. So we're going in with medium carnation.
Teresa wants to know, do you ever worry about the color from the sticky note going off into the color of your brush?
Sometimes I do. And I haven't been real good about it on this card, but sometimes I'll, you know, I will change up the Post-it notes if there's a color that's going to bleed really bad. But so far this is looking pretty good. Okay, let me see if I can find faded brick. It's somewhere. Here it is. So we're going to do faded brick over here. I don't know how it's going to look, but we're going to give it a try. I'm going to use my red blending brush for this.
And a question from Patty. Are you coming out with a brush holder for the mini brushes?
Yes, and it will be available at the end of this month, and I think you're going to love it. I really do. All right, so now we've got all of our flowers layered, so let's see what they look like. They look so pretty. Don't they just get so much more vibrant when you get that layer on there? All right, now we need layer 3. So this is going to be tricky. I feel like I should do layer 4 first. Let me see if I can do layer 4 first. Yeah, I'm going to do layer 4 here. Because I feel like I can see it better, like where it's supposed to go with all of these flowers. Now, I'll tell you, you could make this a lot easier on yourself if you just popped all of this into the corner of the Misty. Then you wouldn't have to worry about the lining up. But I'm going to do it this way because I feel like it's easier for me to see this. And you can go out of order. It's not a problem to go out of order. It's just your smaller parts will use the darker color. So in this case, I'm going to start with fresh asparagus. And then my next layer, which is the bigger layer, layer 3, I'm going to use jelly bean green. So I've got fresh asparagus in here. And this I can go all over.
Okay, Liz wants advice to someone who has lost their craft mojo.
Oh, Liz, I hear you, and I have been there. So when I lose my crafting mojo, I stop trying to make things. I know that sounds weird, but I stop trying to make things. And instead, I do little activities that prepare me for making things. So for example, I'll just sit down and die cut a bunch of words for future projects. I won't worry about what those projects are going to be. I'll just die cut words. I might do something really small, like just do some rainbow ink blending on panels and just put them away for die cutting later. Or I might do something organizing, like label all my ink pads and just sit in my craft room and just kind of touch my stuff. It happens to everybody, and it won't be like that forever. But what I find is doing something is better than doing nothing. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not going to make anything. I'm just going to die cut a lot of panels for when I want to do something later. When you do that and you start die cutting, you start kind of getting in the mood, you know, like you start looking around your craft room and you're like, ooh, I want to do that. I feel like doing this, or I feel like doing that. So start that way. Just start with something small and see if that helps. Okay, so now I'm going to lay these in here to do my lighter layer. This looks pretty good. And that's pretty easy to see. And I'm going to do that with jelly bean green, if I can find it. Where did it go?
Any plans to come out with more postage stamp themes for postage dies?
Oh, definitely. Down the line, we will come out with more postage theme things. Definitely. Definitely. In fact, our next release, some of the images in the kit are going to work perfectly with our postage stuff. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so I'm getting that jelly bean in there. That's just fattening up all the leaves. And I'm going right over that masking magic too. Make sure you get all over that masking magic. Losing your mojo feels really bad. I know it does. Especially because, you know, we look around our craft room. We're like, oh, I've got all this stuff. What do I do? But I'll tell you, I was in a funk like that during football season. I just couldn't figure out what to do. And I seriously got all my word dies out and lots of master layout panels. And I just... Tom, do you remember me sitting on the floor watching football, just die cutting?
I do.
I just did that for a long time, and that actually really helped. Okay, so now we've got our leaves on there. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love those colors. Now, you might look at this and say, oh, you know, I feel like I need a couple more things on here. And if you do, that's totally fine. You can take this stencil that you just did, and you could put it right in here, like that. See that little bit right there? Make sure you block off what's around it. And I'm going to add another little turquoise one because I feel like it needs more turquoise on this card. So I'm going to go with the light color, the sea glass, because you can never have enough turquoise.
So Connie wants to know, if someone gave you a $100 gift card to Gina K Designs and you had been making cards for a decade, what would you buy first?
Ooh, what would I buy
Depends what you
first?
have, right?
Well, first of all, I went with the wrong color here, so I'm just going to do turquoise sea on that because this is the smaller one. What would I buy first? $100 gift card. And did she say that I was already a card maker?
Yes.
I'd buy the kit. I absolutely would buy the kit, and I would buy probably master layouts too, and maybe one of the postage master layouts. I think that's what I would buy first. Just because the kit is such an incredible value, and anybody that's ever gotten one of our kits will tell you what incredible value the kit really is. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go just a little lighter. I'm actually not going to ink up the brush. I'm just going to brush some of that off and just go with the lighter color in here.
And the name of this stencil?
This is from the new kit, and it's called Flowering Vine. Okay, that looks good. Now, what else? I feel like we don't have a lot of color up here, so maybe we'll add one more. Should we add like maybe a little orange right in here? It is really fun to just come in and add some color. Let's do it. Or pink. Let's add pink over there. Let's go with the pink. I'm just going to brush off whatever's on here from this carnation brush and add a little pink. Because I just want a little bit of color coming in from the top. And then I'm going to go with that second stencil. And here we go. Here's an empty. There we go. Just do a little darker right in there. A little medium carnation. Yeah, don't be afraid to add to the stencil if you feel like you need to see a little bit more color. Oops. Might have gotten a little on there because I forgot to block it off, but that's okay. Okay, so now I think we've got enough. What I'm going to do now is take my turquoise blending brush, and I'm going to go around the entire perimeter here. You know, I feel like we could use one more little thing here, but it doesn't have to be a big thing. It could even be something really simple, like just a little greenery coming in there, but I won't forget to block off this time. Just a little greenery coming in right here. I feel like we needed that. So now I'm going to take my turquoise blending brush and I'm going to go around the whole perimeter with whatever's left on this brush. It doesn't look like much is happening here, but we really need to do that so that we get that crisp edge. And I know I'm going over areas like yellow and they're turning a little green, but that's okay. Turquoise is very forgiving. And it almost looks good with every color too. It's one of those colors, maybe the peach it's not going to look great with. But we've got that color going in there. There we go. Okay. So now let's peel off these. So far so good. Okay. Woo! Love that. And you guys know I'm putting a lot of ink on here, so you know the masking magic is pretty good when it doesn't bleed through. Look how crisp. Don't you love that crisp edge? And do you see why we needed that extra turquoise going around the perimeter? because otherwise we wouldn't get that nice sharp edge. Well, I don't have any idea when the fuse is going to be back in stock right now. We know that it should be shipping soon, but we've got all these issues with how it has to get here because it's supposed to go through the Red Sea and it can't, so it might be a little while still before it can get here. All right, now, once we have more details about that, I'll definitely let you know. So I'm going to put my blending brushes back here in my brush caddy. Just don't want to drop them. Okay. They're not really in order, but they're better than horrible. Oh, and that was the theme this weekend, right, Tom?
It was.
Better than horrible. So before I get to my next thing, Tom, would you like to do your word of the day?
Sure.
Do you have a word of the day?
Sure. Well, I do. I have. I was going to share some of the words that we came up with for Create.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Which I don't think I've seen so many happy people in one place.
I know, right?
It was just people really having fun, and so we had a lot of fun too. The first day I was there, I was struck by just the big open space full of crafting stuff and all the light pouring in, and so I felt like I was at Create in the Creatrium.
Yes, love that one.
The Creatrium. Yeah, lots going on. And then, of course, the drug of choice for crafters on the next day was Craft Fiend. Plenty of that going around. Craft Fiend.
Yeah.
And then in lieu of, on the third day, in lieu of a word of the day, we had a dad joke of the day.
Yeah,
and
we did.
The dad joke of the day was why did the embossing powder join a support group?
Why did the embossing powder join a support group?
Because he just couldn't resist. Right? Now, not a great dad joke because a lot of dads wouldn't get that.
Yeah.
That's a
lot of kids wouldn't get it. But crafters get it.
Right.
That's great. I
so
loved
we
it.
had lots of fun with that. And,
We did.
And I was getting away with bad jokes all day.
You were.
Yeah, like, we had 6 new people every 10 minutes. So it was the same jokes over and over again, right?
Yeah, it was. After 10 hours. Poor Mindy.
I'm not cut out for this, right? So yeah, we had a great time. A lot of people having fun. And somebody asked, when are you going to do your own event, Gina? That's a tough one, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't know. I mean, maybe at some point I will. I actually feel like I give classes free all the time, and I do an unbelievably priced card kit, and we do so many, cards with that card kit. It's such a great value. So I don't know. I'd have to really think about it. I'd have to make it really special. So I don't know right now. Rena wants me to do an in-person event, but that's hard too because you can only be with so many people. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So Tom, have you ever heard of the eclipse technique?
No.
All right. Well, in honor of our recent eclipse, I'm going to do the eclipse technique on this card. We'll see how it looks. I hope it turns out okay. I don't know if this is the right design to do it, but let's give it a shot. So the eclipse technique is when you die cut a word out of your pattern and then you just raise it up in the spot that you cut it out. So this is kind of scary because we just did all this work, and if it doesn't work, then, but I have these 2 dies here. I have a hello and a friend. And I think that this might be the perfect die set to do this with. So, hello and friend. Oh, boy. So I'm going to try to get these straight and in the center. And we're going to cut these out. Isn't this scary? I'm very scared right now. I got to be honest with you. I am very scared. But I think we can make it work. Does that look straight? Is everybody else like freaking out? I have not experienced Masking Magic stretching at all when I apply it. It's not a stretchy product. It's paper, so it shouldn't stretch. I haven't experienced that. Okay, so I really got to look straight down on this and hope for the best. And maybe there's another way to do this, but this is the way I'm going to do it. All right, so we've got our hello on there. And I'm putting it down with Masking Magic. And we've got our friend there. So hopefully this is going to work. Anybody else as nervous as I am? I mean, we just went through a lot of work here, but you know, we gotta try. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the most recent comments because people are holding their breath. Measure right. Gosh, I hope nothing's upside down. Everybody's nervous. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, here we go. I can do it. I know I can do it. Okay.
See, there's even scary times in Gina's lives.
Yes, there is. Ooh, that looks good. I hope it pops out. Yeah, it's going to pop out. Okay. All right. So let's hope for the best that they all pop out. Okay, so I've got my letters here. And I'm going to pop them out. Please all pop out. Please, please, please. Okay. All right. I got to keep that too, I believe, but we'll see. And then friend, please, my friend. Please, my dear friend, work. Okay, it worked. So I'm going to pop these out. And then what's cool about this technique, and I've heard this called the eclipse technique. I've done it on my cards for a long time, but never made a video with it. And I've never watched a video, so I don't know how other people do it, but this is the way that I do it. So we're going to do it my way, and we'll see what works. So what I'm going to do here is I have pre-cut these words out of white. And I have piled them up on top of each other, so I've done them 3 thick. So there's 3 of them together. And then I'm going to layer the last one on top. So when we layer this back into that spot, it's raised a bit. You see how it's like coming up a bit? And I think you'll be able to see it more when we turn it to the side. I can really see it here. I don't know how easy it's going to be to see it there, but let's give it a shot. Would be kind of cool to put it upside down because then you'd really see it, right? But that wouldn't look right. So we're going to do the true eclipse technique and see how it works. So let's get all of these off to the side. We don't want to lose anything here. And I'm going to get my scrap paper again, the other side. And then I'm going to put this panel onto my black panel right now. And that's going to allow me to see everything a little bit better. So, there we go. So I got to tell you what scary thing happened to me at the end. And if any of you were in my class, I just really want to apologize because at the end of my class, at the end of the classes, it's always fun to just kind of do a meet and greet and meet everybody and hug them and get a picture together and stuff like that. But during the last card, so the way the class worked is I taught the first card, Jennifer taught the second card, I taught the third card, and Jennifer taught the last card. And then while the other person was teaching, the other person that wasn't teaching was going around and helping people. Well, got to the last card and Jennifer was teaching, and all of a sudden my right eye started to look like a lightning storm. And I know a lot of you know what that's like, because a lot of us have had that. And I had it in my other eye probably back in 2018 or 2019. And I remember I actually changed my mind about going to Creativation. I ended up going, but I didn't do a booth because I was so scared and I didn't know what was happening to my eye. Well, it started to happen right in the middle of that class, and I wasn't sure if my retina was detaching. Now, I know that it's happened to other people before, and it's PVD is what it's called. It's posterior vitreous separation of the eye. It's a PVD, and I was getting floaters everywhere. No, it wasn't an ocular migraine, because I've had those. And I thought my retina was detaching, and I was terrified. So Christina Warner happened to be in the room taking pictures, and I grabbed onto her and I said, Christina, I have to go to the ER. Can somebody go get Tom? So somebody ran and got Tom. All I'm doing is gluing these onto my very thick layered ones that I made earlier, just so you guys know. So somebody ran and grabbed Tom, and the next thing I know, I'm in the car and Tom is taking me to an emergency room. And honestly, I mean, the doctor was really nice, but he was an ER doc, and he was not an ophthalmologist. Did I lose my eye? I gotta see if I can find my eye. Maybe you guys see it somewhere. I'll do all the other ones, and hopefully it'll turn up in the end. Let me just look under here. Okay. Well, that's gonna be lame if I can't find the eye. But anyway, so this doctor was super nice, but I mean, like, he could have been a gynecologist for all I know. He was not used to looking at eyes, that's for sure. And so he just kind of looked at the surface of my eye and said, oh, it's by the white L? Oh, no, that's the small one. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. Thank you. So he just put some stain in my eye to make sure that I didn't have a scratch on my eye. And I told him, I said, I know this isn't something on the surface of my eye. My eye doesn't hurt. I feel nothing. But I am just seeing a lightning storm. And he was like, yeah, well, your retina could be detaching. And I'm like, well, that's kind of why I'm here. So I went back, after I got out. He was like, yeah, just rest and call your doctor as soon as you get back. And I was like, well, yeah. So I went back to the make and take room, because they had packed up the whole classroom, and finished up there, and then went to bed for the night. When I woke up the next day, the flashing wasn't nearly as bad. It was much less, but I had a lot of floaters. And then we drove home, and the next day, the flashing was almost completely gone, and just floaters. So tomorrow I finally got in with an ophthalmologist, and they're going to look at my eye and make sure there isn't any detachment. I don't think there is, because I can see really well. There's no curtain or anything. For those of you who've ever had a detached retina, there's no curtain or anything. I see pretty well. It's just the floaters, and I think it's just old age PVD, like a lot of us have had. And I had it in my other eye, so I think it's very similar. But it was really scary. And I felt so bad. It was just such a terrible way to end, because I really, that whole class, I was so looking forward to hugging everyone and talking to people and doing pictures. And the class ended and I was gone. I was at the emergency room. So for anybody out there, if you're watching this and you did take our second class, I am really sorry that I wasn't able to be there at the end. That was disappointing, I know. Okay, so I've got my hello put together. And now I am going to put my friend together. Yeah, I know a lot of people are people saying that they've experienced that too. Yeah. Oh, your husband has that and he's going to the doctor tomorrow? Yeah, I think it's just that as you get older, this is what my doctor told me about my first one, so I don't know if it eases anybody's mind. But as you get older, the vitreous in your eye, that's kind of the jelly in the back of your eye, shrinks. And so when it shrinks, it's not pressed up tight against the back of your eye and it kind of starts pulling forward. And the reason you see the flashing is because as that is pulling, it's kind of tugging on your retina. But if you've got a strong, healthy retina, it should hold up, and once that, stops pulling and separates, then you're fine. You can still see. You just get a lot of floaters from it. But we all know eyes are terrifying, because look what I do for a living, right? I have to be able to see. I remember one time Tom and I were talking. Do you remember? And I asked you if you had to lose either your vision or your hearing, which you would rather lose. And you said, I want to keep my hearing because of music.
Boy, we weren't much fun, were we?
No, we weren't. I've had ocular migraines too, and I agree with you. Those are the weirdest things ever. I mean, you almost go blind. That was scary too. I had one of those during one of my kids' swim meets, and I had to drive home, and I was like, what is happening? And that was the first ocular migraine. And I actually had an ocular migraine during one of our episodes of Stamp TV. And I was making a video, and I just kept going, even though I couldn't see. So I'm sure if you look back, there's one card that doesn't line up very well.
You're getting frantic requests to flip your O before it's too late.
Okay, thank you. I know, that would be terrible, right? So I'm going to see if we need to put these middle things in. I feel like we do. But I'm going to look at it first. Because I don't know how easy it's going to be to stick those down. We'll have to see. Because, I mean, these are very thick, and they're probably not all perfectly even. I know, turn my in around. All right, one more. Maybe what I should have done is this. I'm going to just put some glue on the inside of that N. And I'll just struggle with the other one. Pop that in there. Push that down. Ooh. I don't want to get my D stuck in there, but I think that'll be the right spot. The O might have to be a struggle bus. We'll see. So I'm hoping for the best because, crafting does require good vision. I think this D doesn't have 3 layers because I just saw a white layer. I was kind of putting these together as we were going live. So I'm going to put this whole thing on this other D. And it's okay if if you see a little white from some of the other ones because it does create a little bit of separation between the back and the actual card itself. And the R, oh, the R, yeah, where did that piece go? I think it's on the floor. Here it is. That fell on the floor.
Not very florganized.
Not very florganized is right. I think that might work, but it should be not upside down. So if that goes in here, that's actually kind of cool, just the way it is, right? It looks pretty cool.
So you're not supposed to take the center out of the O and the D?
Well, I like the way this looks the way it is, honestly.
Yeah, it's cool.
I hate to say it, but I'm going to put these pieces in where I think they go. And then we can decide together whether we even want to do the eclipse thing. But I think I got to at least lay it out so that we can see it, right? I'm making a mess with the glue here. Yeah, see, it would have been easier for me to line this up had I left it in the R, but it did just kind of pop out by itself. This is making me wonky. I can see that being all crooked. So, you like the graphic nature of the black, huh? A lot of people are saying that they like that, the graphic nature of the black.
Yeah, it's like kind of like you all get together to watch the eclipse, and then it doesn't happen, but there was good beer.
That's what this card is? All right, well, we'll look at it. But I do want to just lay them on top to show you, and if not, I could always use these for another card, right? Because they're pretty too. Okay, so let's see. Can I pick this up? Yes, I can. All right. First, I'm going to draw a little line of glue here in the center. Try to be brave. I'm going to be brave. Had to brush the dust away. Can't wait a minute. Have to dust right away. Okay. So, I do like that, guys. I really do like the black. I agree with you. I just want to see what it looks like when you put the hello on there. Because it is kind of cool, too. But I think you guys are going to make me just want the black. Because I feel like I need the black, you know? And this is what the black would look like. Or the not. Can you see it? It says hello, friend. But it's eclipsed. It's just... So this is what it would look like if we leave it in there. How many people are saying, no, leave it black? Like all of them?
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you like both? Okay, so if I show it to you up close, can you see how it says it? It's really cool when you see it in real life because it's sticking up so much more that you can really see it. But because everybody likes just the black, we're going to go with just the black. And I'm going to save these letters for another card. Now, one thing I do want to do here, because I did expect to put down a little bit more glue, is I'm just going to take a little bit of glue on the edge of my pick and stick tool, and I'm going to stick it under here just to get the ends to stay down, these little flappies. There. Because that was not going to stay down. Okay, I agree. I think it's cool with the black. It would probably be cool too, like to edge these letters with a little bit of black and then pop them back in where it would have like an outline. But I don't know if I could do that, and I don't think I'd ever be able to nail this exact design. But that is fun, isn't it? That is fun. See, and that's kind of what I love about these lives is I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm just trying stuff, and then sometimes something better than what you had planned comes out. Like if I had never put the black on there first, we wouldn't have seen what that looks like, and that is pretty cool. I agree with y'all. All right, so now I feel like because of all this color, and we want this color to be the color, and we want that black to be there. It's real graphic looking. So let's do just a plain white card base on that, so we're not playing favorites with any color at all. So I will grab a piece of white cardstock. I think I cut one already. I have a cut one, and I am going to score it. So we'll back out just a little bit. Oh no, I've got ink on there. Well, that'll go on the back. We won't see that. Well, it'll go on the inside, but I'll cover it with another panel on the inside. So we won't worry about it. Okay. Definitely think a white card base. I'm going to lay the letters out in my picture, though, so you can see the letters in the picture and how cool they look, because I do think that's kind of fun. And I think we should put pretty end graphic Kathy Z. Hi, Kathy Z. We missed you at Create. Oh, I used the last of my tape runner too, and I bet that's all the tape runner I have. Oh no. T-da. Here we go. I appreciate that. So we are almost wrapping this up. Well, you guys, I will let you know tomorrow. I'll pop in my group and let you know tomorrow what the doctor says about my eyeballs. But I'm just glad to be able to make cards tonight. You know? That is fun. Now, do I put a few little crystals in there or a few little somethings in there? Or do I leave it just like that? Let's see. I need some advice. I've got colored pearls here. I've got metallic pearls. And then I've got just the little disco balls. So I can try some of that and just see if just the little bit of sparkle would be pretty in there. Let's just add a couple here and there and see if that little bit of sparkle, I could cover my blotch there. I always feel like, you know, if you're just going to do a touch of sparkle, the disco ball is so nice because there's not, you know, it's not intrusive. It's just a little shimmer when you turn the card. I kind of like this. I think we'll go with it, and then I've got to clean up all my little scraps there. You know, these tweezers are great too if you have a chin hair. Did you know? Just a little, you know, cleanup advice. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on there. I know you probably don't see a whole lot of that, but you'll see it in the picture, and I feel like it just jazzes it up a little bit. It's just nice. It's got a little something. I can kind of do that one on that side and that one down there. And I got to cover that. Sequins are great for covering the blob too, you know, like when you make a mistake, you get a smudge. Sequins are perfect. Okay, I'll put those on and we'll see how that goes. All right, I'm doing this weird left-handed thing again. Little dot and a sequin. Dot and a sequin. Well, if I can see these little clear sequins, I'm going to tell the doctor that tomorrow, that I went live and was able to see my sequins. Eye stuff is scary to me, but I'm sure it's scary to everybody. I'm sure I'm not alone.
Yes, and a lot of people can relate to your whisker comment as well.
My chin hair. I just remember one of my favorite shows on TV is Everybody Loves Raymond. And Raymond walked in on Deborah when she was waxing or bleaching her mustache. And of course, you know, he had to say something. So he said to her, "How long have you been sporting that?" Sporting that. Sporting a mustache. All right, let go. This one doesn't want to let go. Let me get a different one. Let me put some real glue on there. There we go. Thought I saw it on there. Must have been a floater in the way. Okay, I like that. I think that is just enough. And it gives it that little sparkle. Can you guys see the sparkle? Is that working, that sparkle, Tom?
A little bit.
Little bit? Okay. You'll definitely see it in the picture that I put up. So it's just enough. Well, what do you think? I think that was a lot of fun. And I ended up not even doing the eclipse technique. All right, well, we're going to give away a gift card tonight. We've got a $15 gift card to one lucky commenter out there. So if you left a comment, you're automatically entered to win. So, Tom, are you going to do that?
Yes, that card looks like a spring bike ride.
Oh, it does.
All right, cheesy drum roll, please. Please, I said.
Please, please.
Any minute.
Okay, I'm organizing the letters here while you do your cheesy drum roll. I think I'll do them this way so people can see.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. The winner tonight is Moira Schultz. Moira Schultz.
Moira,
Yay!
Congratulations. Yay, Moira. I know Tom's playing a crowd. I love that. You are the winner, and all you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and we will get that right out to you. So there we go. There's the finished card. I hope that you guys enjoyed tonight's video, and I hope you'll give this card idea a try. Try taking those stencils and making those flowers in all different colors, and then pick your favorite bold greeting and cut it out and see if you choose the eclipse technique or just that bold black behind there. I would love you to share your cards in our Facebook group, Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. Don't forget, tomorrow we will be with Hero Arts, Hanging with Hero, 6 p.m. Central Time. I'll put it in our Facebook group. I'll also share it on my community tab here on YouTube. And we would love you to join us for that. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much. And mwah, we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.